me ask you something. When was the last time you did something just to bring you joy? Not because somebody needed you, not because you needed to feel productive, not because you were trying to make the house look better, something just for you. I feel like women in this season of life, we stopped having hobbies and we just have responsibilities. So today I'm going to share with you some simple hobbies that are going to bring joy to your life. But here's the kicker. Now you got to stick with me here. They're not all going to be ordinary. Yes, we're going to talk about some of the tried and true, typical type hobbies that women love to do. And I'm going to give you little tips to make them more enjoyable and a little easier sometimes. But I also need you to think outside of the box, because some of the things I'm going to suggest to you, you are probably never going to heard of it as a hobby. And so I think it's going to be really fun. So we're going to do a little mix, kind of more of traditional and kind of a new way of thinking. And hopefully one of these will be for you. I know all of them aren't going to be for everyone, but this video is going to be great. One of them completely surprised me, so stay tuned for that one. I have no words. All right, let's get started. This first hobby, I call the everyday beauty ritual. It has nothing to do with makeup or hair or anything like that. You're gonna take something that you do every day, no matter what, and we're gonna upgrade it. We're gonna make it feel more special. We're gonna make it feel more elevated, and it's going to bring you a lot of joy. And let me give you an example of what I do, and I'll give you some other examples so maybe you can get your mind to start thinking. So first up for mine, I have to get some ice. So you may be wondering, what does this have to do with a hobby? So for me personally, I don't drink coffee, but I like a little pick-me-up in the morning. But I'm not one of those people, I can't leave the house and be running to Starbucks and all that. That's just not affordable. They have this pink refresher drink there that I really enjoy. And they have this one that I tried at a place up by where my daughter lives in Washington State, and I just, oh my goodness, I loved it. So I ended up finding out like who makes that drink brand. And now I have upgraded to where I have this whole setup that I do every morning. And it's something that I highly recommend. Not necessarily making the drinks that I'm making, but where you maybe take your morning ritual of coffee and you turn it into a hobby. Maybe you really enjoy like Nespresso, like my daughter loves Nespresso, and you make a really beautiful little setup. You make an awesome coffee bar, something that when you see it, it triggers joy. So to make my little drink that I make every day feel special, I always go and I get these little freeze-dried strawberries. So it feels very professional. Also bought little cups like this with lids and straws, so that way I feel like I'm at a little to-go place. So I'm going to take you out into Jason's room where I have this whole setup, but I'm just going to let you know he's in there and he's asleep. So I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to make my drink, and then we'll come back in here and we'll finish this section and move on to the next one. So as silly as it sounds to have a drink as a hobby, let me tell you, this brings me a lot of joy. I have one of these every single day. Not that I'm advertising what I buy, but I buy this from Lotus, and this is plant-based. And you would think it looks like it probably has a ton of calories in it. No, it does not. I get the skinny version, and oh, it is my favorite. And so, because I ain't drinking my calories, I want to eat my calories, not drink my calories. So what I want you to do is I want you to take something that you do already anyway, something that you already enjoy doing that brings you a lot of joy, and I just want you to elevate it, and you can make it into a hobby. So this is just a fun little idea. Okay, now I think I'm going to kind of flip-flop back and forth, kind of these new age ideas, and then we're going to flip and we're going to do a traditional hobby next. Before I show this to you, do not laugh. One, I'm not done. This is a completely new hobby for me that I am trying, and I know it's old school, but I also have never done it before. I have no talent when it comes to knitting, embroidery, anything like that. But I've been wanting to try the punch needling. And I was like, okay, I saw this really cute dachshund one. You guys know I love anything dachshund. But I was like, no, I'm not going to get that one and try that one first. So that's my first suggestion. If you think yours like a hobby that you really want to do, buy ones that you might be a little less expensive until you get like really good at them, and then get to the one that you want. All right, I'm procrastinating because I don't want you guys to make fun of me. But I am trying the punch needle embroidery of this pretty little Scottish Highland cow. And basically, I am figuring it out. Now, I am not done. but I'm getting there. I still have to do the sky and the grass and the flowers. But this was not hard, and this was actually fun. I really enjoyed this because it is so easy and it gives you that satisfaction. So if you're looking for a hobby that makes you feel accomplished and gives you some like quick satisfaction, try this punch needling. So basically it came with everything. And when I first got the little kit, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Because I know nothing about this. So you might be the pro knitter, embroiderer, all cross stitching and all that, but I am not. So if you're like me and you need something that's super simple, start with this. And what I did is on the instructions, little tip for you, it had a QR code to scan, and I scanned it. It took me to a YouTube video, and I literally was just like, oh, and I followed along. And right here on my stitches, like, well, I don't even know if you call these stitches. I don't know what you call these, to be honest. But I was getting better and better by the time I got over here. At first, it's just kind of, and then it's getting better and better. So I'm going to finish this one up and continue to practice now that I've started getting them tighter and I feel a little bit more like I know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to do this cute dachshund one that I found. I'm so excited. So try this. I promise it's fun. Any of these hobbies that I have, I'll list down below. I think you'll really like this one, and I think you'll feel really good because I think anybody can do this. So give the little punch needle embroidering a try. Did you know if you hit the like button, it helps my channel immensely? YouTube will recognize it and it'll be like, hey, people like this video, and it'll start showing it to more and more people, which is so helpful. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. So I was doing a lot of research of hobbies that women can do over 40 to see if there was like any out there that I hadn't really paid attention to, or maybe a new one that would spark my interest. And I got the giggles because the one that kept coming up over and over was sourdough. And I'm like, ooh, I get it. It's a whole process. A lot of people love it. But that's where wild grain comes in, because this has made it so much more fun for me. Wild grain gives me that homemade artisan bread experience without making it my whole personality. Everything comes baked from frozen. No thawing, no planning ahead. I literally take it from the freezer, pop it in the oven, and usually 25 minutes or less, my kitchen smells amazing, like I've been working harder than I actually have. So I'm gonna bake myself a nice little sourdough bread loaf right now. It's so easy. It's frozen. I'm gonna pop it in the oven right on the rack, and 18 to 22 minutes, this is gonna be amazing. Oh my goodness. Look at that. You think you need a piece?
I'd like to try it.
You know you love this one.
It's nice and warm.
I love how crunchy it is on the outside.
That's got a good flavor.
And it's really soft and chewy on the inside. Don't be trying to take my whole loaf.
That's good.
Cheers.
I like the fluffiness in the middle.
Oh yeah. They use a slow fermentation process that takes over 20 hours. That process makes it just a little easier on my belly and richer in nutrients. And Wild Grain has options for everyone. They have gluten-free, vegan, they have like the new protein box, seasonal items. There's always something fun to try. You know what I really love? With every box that you order, Wild Grain donates 2 free meals to a nonprofit food security of your choice. I really love that. So if sourdough has been calling your name, but you don't want another complicated hobby, this is the way to go. I'm gonna leave a link for you down in the description box. Be sure to use my code Leslie30. That's gonna get you $30 off your first box plus free croissants for life. Who wouldn't want free croissants for life? So be sure to use my code Leslie30. And a big thank you to Wild Grain for sponsoring today's video. Speaking of food, this next hobby is unique but really cool because you could do it a couple different ways. And that is recipe collecting. Now you might be like, okay, what? So for me personally, I went and I bought a 3D binder at Walmart. I went over to Canva, made a little, cover page. Don't laugh. Let me tell you why I put a picture of myself on this. Obviously, I have pictures like this from doing Instagram reels and Facebook reels and everything. But the reason I went ahead and put a cheesy picture of what I look right now with this picture is because how fun that I'm collecting all of my favorite recipes. And one day in 30 years, my grandkids might be like, oh, look, it's Grandma Wesley. And you know what? That's really cool because when you're 80, you certainly don't look like you're, even in your 50s. Not only are you collecting recipes that you love and you can use, and this is super handy, you're also, making a legacy. You're giving something to pass down to your family and leaving a nice little memento for everyone. I highly recommend going to Canva in order to make this stuff because they have different little templates on there that are free and you can just put your recipe into it. Like I did 2 recipes. So this is kind of a labor of love, but it could just be a really cool hobby. Then on top of that, for me personally, I was putting this together in hopes of one day actually making a cookbook. I had my online cookbook that I did that just had, a handful of recipes, but oh boy, do I have a lot of recipes since then. And I think it'd be so fun to make a cookbook. You guys will have to let me know if that's something you would be interested in, because I think last time we just did like an ebook, but this time I want to do like a physical cookbook. You guys let me know down in the comments if I should even think about doing it or just stick with just my little keepsake. Next up, let's talk about a more traditional type hobby that you think of, and that is diamond painting. There's just a couple little tips I want to give about it if it is a hobby that you're interested in trying. Number 1, always start with a diamond painting that is smaller. This nice little one is very doable. It's not overly complicated. I got this one from Amazon. I'll list it down below with the rest of the stuff. Number 2, I don't know about you guys, but as I'm aging, sometimes seeing these little numbers on here is like ridiculous. You need a light board. I don't know if you can tell because I have my filming lights on, but this is a light board. And so then when you put this on, you can see the stuff so much better. Here's an example of how amazing the light board does. Okay, so this is, obviously no light board. And look, you're trying to see, there are little numbers in here. And that is so hard to see as you age. But you turn on your light board, and then now this is so much easier to see. Let me back out so you can see the difference. See, this part right here does not have the light board. This part all does. I mean, you can't beat that. This is so useful. And that just makes doing the diamond painting so much more enjoyable. That way you're starting realistic, you have a light to where you can see, and then I suggest that when you get done, you apply this. This is professional diamond paint sealer. 1, holds them all in place. 2, kind of gives a nice little sheen to it. It's pretty much like, when you put a puzzle together that you really love and you want to keep it. It's kind of like that, but this is made for the diamond painting. Those are my 3 big takeaways for if this is a hobby that you want to try, but you felt like it was like, all these little diamond pieces. I will also say, I'm going to look psychotic, but they have these little kits for keeping all your little diamond painting stuff organized, and then it just zips up and it's like a little case. And this way it just keeps all your supplies and all your diamonds and everything that you need. Little containers to put the different diamonds in if you want to take them out of the bag. Just depends on how much you want to get into this. So I just wanted to share this suggestion with you, and hopefully it gets you on the road to a fun new hobby. Whenever I share hobbies, I always try to share something that really gets your brain working. In the past, I shared Myrtle that I love to do, which is one of the games that I introduced to you guys a couple videos ago during Hobbies, because 1, it is really fun. It's really good for your brain, and it's something I highly recommend. Now today, I want to share with you another one that I've been doing, and this is the Brain Games scavenger hunt puzzle. So you guys already know that I have shared many times about how I played June's Journey, which is like a scavenger hunt type video game. But sometimes, I don't know about you guys, I want to disconnect from my phone. I want to disconnect from technology. I don't want to look at a screen. And I knew that I enjoyed doing that game, so I decided to find a book with the same type of, thing going on in it. So this is, like I just said, a little scavenger hunt, and it starts kind of simple, where, it just has a few things for you to find, and then it gets more and more and more. So as you're going along, we're getting a lot more things that we have to find in this one picture. So I think it's really cool. I think it's really good for your brain. It has some really relaxing ones, like a snow day, and, some of the different things it wants you to find. It's pretty interesting because some of them you're like, well, that'll be really easy to find. There's always 1 or 2 that I'm like, where are they? Really makes me use my brain. So this next one, you have to think outside of the box a little bit. You might think it's a little odd, but I think once you start doing it, it's very therapeutic. So a lot of people do journaling as a hobby, but this is a kind of a different take on that. And this is where you write unsent letters. And you can decide who are you writing that letter to? Maybe you want to take the time to write letters to your younger self. Maybe you want to write letters to loved ones that you never really send. And they end up being a really nice keepsake, you know, for your future self and to read. But sometimes just getting those thoughts put on paper can make a lot of difference in like how you feel about things in life. So while that might sound weird that you're never going to send a letter, and hey, if you end up, you know, you write this very therapeutic letter to someone from the past or something and you end up thinking you want to send it, that's awesome. But the act of sitting down with, you know, a notebook and a pen and putting it to paper and writing it out can be so comforting. So this is a really great hobby that's outside of the box, and it's something that you can use to, you know, unwind, relax. So give this a try. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. This next hobby is so fun, and I know it's going to be one that you never even think about as a hobby. It's going to be the art of gift giving. And what I mean by that is I want you to set a goal where one time a month you put together a really cool little gift package for someone and send it to them. We have lost the art of receiving gifts in the mail and that type of thing other than it coming from Amazon. I love to put together little gifts like this for my grandkids, but today I'm putting together a little package for someone who's going to be having surgery, and I want to let them know I care. I want to just add in a few little things to brighten their day so that when they get it, they know how loved they are. Now, I'll show a few things, but I don't want to show everything because I know she watches these videos. And so I gotta keep a couple of my things secret. But there's a couple things I want to share with you if you ever want to get anything that I highly recommend. I have these for myself and I wanted to give them as a gift because one, they come in the cutest little, you know, little package here. I did order these off of Amazon and they are cloud socks, and they are just the softest, fluffiest little cloud socks that, I don't know, they're very comforting. I love them. I bought a pair last year to test them out for myself because I wanted to like put them in one of my videos, and then I never did. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I need to show these because everybody needs to know about these. So, and they have different ones that some of them you can even say like sending a hug, like on the outside of the package and that kind of thing. They're the softest, most comfiest, cozy socks. But the way that you can make this a hobby is, first of all, I think it's really fun to do like a themed box. So obviously this is kind of like a get well one, or, you know, you care. And I found this really cool candle. It says no words, just hugs. So of course I have a couple other things that I'm putting in that I don't want to give away. And then I think every person needs some chocolate after they have surgery. And then a cool thing that you can do if you wanted to do this is like for my grandkids, I think I showed it in one of the past gift videos, is I made like a color of the box. Like maybe I put everything in that box like yellow, and I put a little sticker right here so that like when they opened this box, it was like sending you some sunshine. Or one time I did everything all blue, and it was like, don't be blue, I sure do miss you. Or oh no, it was something like, if you're feeling blue, just remember I love you, or something like that. I sent it to my grandkids and everything in it was blue, and it was really fun. There's so many cool ideas. I think this is a fun hobby, and I really recommend doing this because then you can send joy to someone once a month, or, you know, and it doesn't have to be expensive items. And I just think this is something that, yes, hobbies are for ourselves, but how much more fun is it when we bring joy to other people? That's my favorite thing to do. This next hobby, I'm gonna need you to pray for me because I think I might be in over my head, but this is my new one I'm going to give a try that I've never done before. So not only am I bringing it to you, but it's new to me. So, you know, puzzles are all the rage. A lot of people love to do puzzles. I do puzzles. All right, but here's the new puzzle that I'm going to be giving a try. This is a wooden flower basket. So it is a wooden puzzle that comes together to be like 3D. I opened it up. I started looking at the directions and I was like, oh my goodness, I need a video. I need a video. I'm going to go online and kind of see. I think once I can start getting them together, I think I'll be really into it, and I can't wait for the final result. But to begin with, I was like, I feel overwhelmed. Like I don't know where to start. I don't know if my brain just doesn't work like this, but you know what? I can figure this out. And sometimes it's fun to have a challenge and not always have things come easy to you. So I'm going to do this. So stay tuned. So if you follow me over on Instagram or Facebook, I'll keep you posted on whether or not I get this built or if I'm just like in over my head. But let me know, have you guys done one of these wooden puzzles? And if so, did you find it rewarding? Did it turn out beautiful? Was it actually hard? Am I overcomplicating it just by looking at the instructions? I just wanted to share it because one, I wanted to give you something unique to do. And two, sometimes some of these can be a challenge and that can be the fun part about the hobby. And so I'm gonna get this. I hope that these hobbies help you find some joy in your everyday life. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys again next week. Bye-bye.